Hello, guys. Welcome, everyone, to another community call of Kleros. This is Wednesday, 6th of March, and we have a very special call today because we are going to, well, not announce because it was announced already, but we are going to present the winners of the Kleros Bootcamp. As you know, the Bootcamp is a program that is meant to help startups, new projects that are building different applications that are somewhat connected to Kleros in the sense of using Kleros for, well, dispute resolution, for curation, or all of the different categories that Kleros can work on. Well, we give them a program of a few weeks where they learn the basics of how to build a Web3 project, including strategy, software development, marketing, fundraising, and everything we have learned, mostly the hard way at Kleros in the already 6 years we have been working on the project. So it's great for us to give these new teams the tools that we acquired, and hopefully they will not make the same mistakes that we did. So we will do that in like 10 minutes. So first, let's just get into very short update of stuff going on at Kleros. Yeah, let's get started. I think maybe Alex, you have interesting news to share. So yeah, let's start with you today.
Yes, no problem. Yeah, I can start by sharing a good news. So basically, Kleros has been involved in the Shutter DAO, in Shutter network, even before there is a DAO. There is the Shutter network that is quite an old project, basically. And it's dealing with MEV, and Kleros was involved for a long time. I can share some link, basically, where William mentioned Shutter during a conference, one of his talk. So we work on them and help them also a bit with their tech. So when they set up a DAO, basically we really wanted to be more involved. So we got into the governance of this DAO because Kleros Cooperative got also some Shutter token. So it's also worth noting that GB, our tech lead, is a keeper. So he's helping to secure the Shutter network by running a node. So with all of these, basically, quite recently, the DAO, they are using Fractal, that is a framework built on top of Gnosis Safe. And one of the feedback many people are bringing is, it's good to be a DAO. It's good to have on-chain voting, but it can be expensive. And we just realized that during our basically governance, because when the GUI is at 40, it costs $10 or even sometimes more worth of fee to vote. And the thing is, with the current bull market, sometimes you have the GUI that is over 100. So it's becoming really, really expensive. And basically, there was this proposal by one of the keeper to choose a way to have off-chain governance and basically execution on chain. And this is exactly what our Zodiac module is for. So the Kleros snapshot module. So basically, there was a vote because there is another competitor solution in front of us, and basically at the end, the governance of the DAO has chosen to integrate with Kleros. So that's super good news because Shutter DAO has recently raised some money. So they raised 8 million during an LBP. That went pretty well. So I think it's a project that is super strong and is taking into account a very important issue, MEV. So currently we are going to work with the Fractal team to integrate that, all the tech and all the setup. But I think it's a big win for Kleros, and basically it's technology for DAOs. So yeah, that's very good news and great to see.
Awesome. Well, congrats on pulling that together. Super happy, and it's also an important milestone in the sense that we are learning how to do this DAO governance game, and so lots of learnings along the way about this. To be implemented in future proposals to be done in other places. Okay, William, your turn.
Sure, thanks. So, I mostly continue to do the same kinds of research I've talked about in past community calls, specifically thinking a lot about ways we can take advantage of the modularity of Kleros 2.0 to have different kinds of voting systems, different kinds of mechanisms, different chords, some social layers using SPTs and such. Also, thinking about mechanisms from the peer prediction literature and this sort of academic field that considers certain types of voting and incentive mechanisms. Or I'm particularly interested in how you can use maybe a different adapted kind of incentive system in early round disputes that's more efficient in the deposits people need to make. So you need lower deposits in exchange for maybe attack resistance trade-off. But because you're in an early round, you have attack resistance from the fact that you can appeal. So thinking about that, at the moment I have a bunch of highly technical notes on my thoughts, but in some future that's maybe not so far off, I'll share this in a blog article form that's more accessible for people.
And you're going to Cambridge, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to participate in the panel at Cambridge Arbitration Day. So legal tech kind of venue with talking with people from more of the legal audience. I'm looking forward to that. That's in about a month and a half from now, I guess.
Yeah, I remember you went to Cambridge last time you were in the UK for visiting. You didn't expect to go back so soon, right?
Yeah, that was 4 years ago. That was just before the pandemic. Yeah, time flies when half of that time is locked down. Yeah, it was fun then. I look forward to going back.
Okay, awesome. We have also Jan, who is doing his research stay at Stanford. He's going to be this Friday doing a workshop at the University of Miami School of Law, practical workshop teaching people how to use Kleros and how to be a juror. I'm going to give the abstract theoretical part, and then Jan is going to do the practical part about the court. Maybe Jean or Marcos, you want to comment a bit on what happened, or Juan, what happened in the Ethereum Argentina conference?
Maybe Marcos that made 2 workshops, two presentations.
Yep. Well, last week we were in Mendoza. Mendoza is a province in Argentina, and we had first Ethereum Argentina. It was a conference for the community, for the Web3 community of Argentina. And the first thing we were doing was on Friday, in Ethereum Argentina again, was a presentation where we introduced Kleros to people. Well, there's a lot of people from Argentina that already know Kleros, but for the rest of them, we introduced Kleros. And this presentation was done with the guys from Lemon. And we introduced what's the integration that we are doing between Kleros and Lemon. And in the end of the presentation, we announced that now the Kleros dispute resolution is available for every user from Lemon. So that was the way that we ended our presentation on Friday. And on Thursday, we were in Mendoza, in the Justice Palace of Mendoza, where we were doing the Kleros workshop. And we had an audience of 47, I think we were 47 lawyers, all between 30 and 60 years old. Yeah. And what we were doing there were most of them didn't know how to use, never interacted with the Web3. And the idea was to introduce them to what's the blockchain in Web3. And then all these guys were able to be to resolve one of the Lemon cases we already had. and it was really, really good. All the audience was very impressed on what Kleros is doing. They were asking a lot of questions. Yeah, they were. I think it was a really, really good workshop. We had 2 workshops again, one on Friday and one on Thursday. But the one on Thursday was particularly good.
Thank you, Marcos. I mean, we have so many more things going on, but I don't want to take much more time from this call. Let me see if there is something else worth mentioning.
One thing. Yeah. When the workshop was when we ended the workshop, the PNK price did I don't know how much there was a pump of 100% just when we ended the workshop. So I think we should start doing more workshops so that PNK continue going up.
I mean, it's also worth mentioning that many of the people who were in the audience that workshop were like judges who, well, they actually solve cases in the real court system. It's good to put this type of people in front of Kleros, because sometimes they are a bit surprised of how it works and the mechanism is not what they think. But I mean, it's interesting to have them, acquainted to what we are doing. Okay, so last thing I'm going to say for this week. Next week I'm going to be in Mexico. As you know, Mexican Congress passed a law that makes decentralized justice legal in Mexico, which opens who knows what doors for the application of Kleros into different processes of consumer law in a market as large as Mexico. I was invited by a company called Telefónica, which is a very important company from like telecommunications company from Spain and all of Latin America, probably the largest company in Latin America in telecoms. They are organizing this legal tech forum with a number of legal experts from the region. I was proud to be invited there to present Kleros. I'm going to speak about consumer dispute resolution, Kleros, Lemon, all the work that we have been doing for more than a year now, and also see if there is interest into implementing this type of solutions in the Mexican market. So we are going to have this event, I think it's on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we have a Kleros specific event where we are going to speak. I mean, I'm going to present Kleros, and we will have also one of the people that pushed for the law of the ADR law that mentions Kleros, not Kleros, decentralized justice. He's going to be there, and he will comment what are the prospects for decentralized justice in the Mexican market after this law is passed, which are great. So it's extremely bullish. This is the first nation state that recognizes decentralized justice as a valid method for dispute resolution. Okay, I said 15 minutes of Kleros stuff, and now let's go to Akil, and so he can present everything that was done in the context of the bootcamp, and we have here the teams that are going to pitch their idea. So yeah, Akil, please go ahead.
Sweet. Thanks a lot for that, Fede. So I'm sure community members might already know that we have an incubator, and we've had around 3 cohorts before this. But this time we wanted to try something a little different, because we wanted to support early supporters, and also we wanted to make it a little more accessible by having it virtual. So what we thought was we would have something like a precursor to the incubator, where we have kind of an 8 to 12 week program where we invite early builders to build on top of the Kleros ecosystem and build use cases and whatnot. And where we could help them virtually to build from 0 to 1. So we had a bunch of workshops, we had a bunch of speakers, one-on-one sessions, and whatnot, where we had projects from across, from marketplaces to insurance protocols to security products, etc., which use the Kleros ecosystem and built a bunch of use cases on top of that. And yeah, so that is so this got over probably a month or so back, and we had the demo day around the mid of last month. And after a couple of one-on-one sessions with the finalists, we chose Nebula, which is an insurance protocol, which is a key person insurance protocol to begin with, as the winner, and NFT Protect, which wraps or protects, gives you a wrapped or a protected version of the NFT in place of your actual blue chip NFT to basically secure your NFTs. So yeah, I'm going to keep this super short because I want to give enough time for the winners to actually talk about their projects and how they're trying to solve the problems which they're trying to solve with their products, while also maybe talking about a little bit about how they leverage Kleros to do the same. So yeah, so maybe we can kick this off with the winner. That's Nebula. So Naveen, I will let you take over.
Yeah, thanks, Akhil. So as Akhil mentioned, we are essentially looking at providing life insurance on the blockchain. And the idea is that because we use Kleros, because we use Volts and sort of crypto Web3 technology, we can actually build an insurance protocol that does not require regulation. And we are also we can also introduce things like privacy into the whole mix and make it much more appealing to people to actually buy insurance from us. It'll be completely Web3 crypto based, so payments and claims are in crypto. The assessment of the claims is where Kleros comes in. Since this is life insurance, if there is no claim, then we don't do any KYC. But whenever there is a claim that comes in because of the demise of the person who's bought that insurance policy, the details are sent to Kleros to decide whether the payment should be made. And if the Kleros jury decides and there is no appeal on that, the insurance pays out. So quite unique in lots of different ways. But one of the things quite interesting about it is that until now, at least, every insurance company that you buy policies from are the arbitrators / deciders of your claim. In our case, even though we are the ones whom you pay your premium to, the decision on your claim is actually made by a decentralized court, i.e. Kleros. So that's something which is quite unique, in addition to obviously all the other things being unique as well. Yeah, I think that's a good start. Thank you.
Can you explain a bit, Naveen, a bit about the type of customers that you plan to target with the project, so people can get a better idea of what you are trying to do?
Sure. So the initial phase is, so we're looking at 3 kinds of insurances. Key person insurance, which essentially is organizations buying insurance in case something happens to their employee, so that they can, some of that financial loss is kind of taken care of. And the other is life insurance and key person, life and accident insurance, which again, a business could potentially buy for their employees, or individuals outside could buy themselves as well. Our initial focus will be on businesses, mostly crypto native ones, initially at least, but later on expanding on to tapping into brokers. So so even though insurance looks like a huge, big monolith, and it is really big. So life insurance premiums across a year are close to $3 trillion. So that's a huge market, but actually it's very, very fragmented as compared when you look at access to customers are concerned. So our initial focus is going to be on crypto native companies, but then slowly moving on to some of these brokers and agents who deal with buying insurance for SMEs. One of the other products that we also are thinking of right now, and we haven't really looked at the actuarial side of things, is annuity products, where somebody could come in and put in a lump sum, and then he or she is paid a pension across their lifetime. That could potentially be a USDC, as in a stablecoin vault, or it could also be a ETH vault, for example. And we could build mechanisms where that money could then be invested, generates returns, and then pays over a period of time. So, but that's something we haven't really looked into from an actuarial perspective. But it's a very interesting and valid product to kind of offer. Does that answer your question, or is there something specific we're looking for?
No, that's fine. I will let the rest of the people ask questions if they have.
Please do, please.
Yep.
Anyone who has any questions, please jump in.
Okay, in case there are no questions, is Naveen's Telegram, so feel free to hit him up with any queries, any possible opportunities, any possible collaborations, and whatnot. Thanks for that, Naveen. Next up, as the runners-up, we have NFT Protect, and Dennis, feel free to take over the mic.
Yeah, thank you a lot. Well, first of all, I want to thank that, Founders Bootcamp has become a very valuable booster for us, which has allowed us to solve a couple of important issues. And to speak about our project, NFT Protect is a decentralized protocol that provides advanced security feature for NFTs. And the basic idea of the protocol is quite simple. Users can store their original versions of their digital assets in self-custody and issuing a protected version in exchange that can be used just like the original, but now without any fear of something happened to it. And if a user becomes a victim of a phishing attack by, for example, clicking on a link in an email, which results to the loss of their protected asset, NFT Protect can work as a friendly lawyer, allowing the user to open a case in a decentralized court. And when the court will review the evidence and confirm the attack, the stolen PNFT will be destroyed directly on the attacker's wallet. And at the same time, the original will be returned to the owner intact and secure. And what's more important, I think, is that we are developing this protocol as completely open standard. We will publish the protected NFT standard as an EIP for the Ethereum community. And also as a long vision, we see NFT Protect as a protocol allowing different projects which are using NFTs, such as metaverses or gamify projects or RVA projects, they all can easily add an additional layer of security to their digital assets. And basically, we want to establish, so-called ecosystem of governable assets for the network state, allowing different protocols and DAOs to issue their own protected assets, solve the cases about the digital assets, with Kleros working as a Supreme Court. And by doing this, we want to make the whole digital assets market safer and more reliable for anyone.
So, Dennis, for people to understand, I mean, let's say I have a very valuable, CryptoPunk, which I love, and I want to protect it with your service. I mean, how do I go about this?
Well, anyone can already open our MVP available on a Sepolia network and try it by themselves. But the general idea is quite simple. You work with our protocol, and by protecting your NFT, you're basically creating the self-custody storage for the original. And then you will get a PNFT, which will be the same as your original, but with the addition of the possibility to raise a case in Kleros if anything will happen to the protected version. And then you can use it freely, basically as the original, using it as for example, selling it on the marketplace, using it as in the credit protocol for the NFTs, and so on and so on. And also, you can also use it in protocols who integrated our standard. And so, for example, you will be able to use, for example, Uniswap liquidity as an NFT, which will be protected. And you can still will be able to use a portion of the functionality, for example, by claiming the fees with your protected NFTs.
Okay, so it's like if I were storing my real NFT into like the Tower of London with the crown and jewels, and then you basically use a replica for your everyday stuff, right?
Yeah, from the real world example, it's pretty much like the Wexel or the road checks, when you don't have like your valuable assets with you, but you can use basically the the protected version of it. And yeah, if anything will happen, you can use decentralized code.
Cool. Well, I will open these two questions if there's any.
Yeah, and well, if not, we are open for partnership and integrations. If anyone with NFT projects wants to add an additional layer, basically protecting their users from phishing attack and theft, we'll be glad to contact.
Awesome. Thank you, Dennis. Akil, any other words about the bootcamp?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Dennis, especially the NFT team for joining, because they're based in, I think, Thailand. So I'm pretty sure it's super late. So yeah, thanks for talking to the community about your projects. Thanks, Naveen, as well. Just for the community's information. So we are going to be investing $50,000 as a prize for the first place in Nebula, and we're going to be investing $25K in NFT Protect. Just a little bit of information about support for other participants who participated in the bootcamp but didn't quite make the cut. So we are actually partnered with Founder Institute, which is one of the biggest incubator/accelerator programs in the world. So they have their core program, which is the Founders Institute core program, out of which I think Udemy and a bunch of some of the biggest startups in the world are actually graduates of Founder Institute. So their cohort starts from 28th May to 3rd September, and which there is generally a tuition fee for the entire program, but all the bootcamp participants will have the fee waived. So anybody who was part of the bootcamp who didn't quite make the cut, and even if the winners would like to make use of this, happy to introduce you to Founder Institute. And yeah, so founders will have access to all the Founder Institute chapters. So I think Founder Institute has different chapters across different major countries. So so across the APAC ecosystem, across the APAC region, all Founder Institute chapters are accessible with a network of like around, I think they have about 30,000 mentors who are like stalwarts across different parts of the different parts in tech and VC and whatnot. So there is also one other avenue of support, which is the AppWorks Accelerator and Venture Capital in Taiwan. So yeah, so they have a similar program, which is they have a similar acceleration program, and their 28th batch of acceleration just got done. I think I'm sure you guys must have heard of Pendle. I think Pendle was a graduate from the AppWorks Accelerator. So yeah, so they're also a pretty sick accelerator, and happy to introduce you to their team as well if any of the participants, or to be honest, anybody building here who's part of the Kleros ecosystem or the Kleros community. If you're a builder, if you want to access these avenues of support, please do reach out to me. I'm happy to connect you with these people. I will hand the mic over to Alex right now because Alex has some information about a grant opportunity, which is I think it's in collaboration with Arbitrum and the R&DAO. So yeah, Alex, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, thank you, Akhil. I can say 2 words. Just I want to be sure that the focus is the right one. So basically, yes, we are close to R&DAO, and of course we are close to Arbitrum as well, because as you may know, the V2 of Kleros will be built on Arbitrum. So yes, there is this grant opportunity. Basically, it's a collaboration between R&DAO and Arbitrum, basically. So I can put some more details in it. If you are an early stage project that is building tooling around collaboration, so yeah, I just talked with the guy more deeply into that, and they really want pure player. But yeah, if you are in this case, or if you know some other startup in this case, please contact us or contact me directly, and I can also reach to him basically in order to get this grant. So I will put more details in the chat basically. So yeah, if you know somebody that are really focused on this kind of technology, let us know.
Sweet. So just to reiterate, the first 2 opportunities with Foundry Institute and AppWorks is not specific to any space or any particular problem statement, but the one which Alex just highlighted between Arbitrum and R&DAO, that is specific to DAO tooling and collaboration, if that's right, Alex. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to the winners of the bootcamp, and yeah, ciao.
Thank you, Akhil. Congratulations to the winners. I think I will just say one more thing. May 30, we are co-hosting a conference with the World Intellectual Property Organization and the LexTech Institute, which is a legal innovation institute at the University of Neuchâtel in Switzerland. So as you know, we have been exploring esports and dispute resolution for a while. I mean, I already said many times that one of my inspirations for Kleros was system for dispute resolution, for anti-cheating system at Counter-Strike. So it was a crowdsourced method. I mean, add to that, blockchain for transparency and mechanism design for efficiency and security, and kind of you have something like Kleros. So this is going to be the first ever, to my knowledge at least, conference about dispute resolution in esports. As you know, it's very important and growing industry. So as more people are engaged in the gaming and esports, so this is, dispute resolution becomes more important because there are more disputes. Also, if you want to learn a bit more about this, there is also a good book that was published, I think 2 months ago, about sports in the 21st century, and it also mentions a bit about the growing esports, and it also mentions Kleros in one of the chapters about potential use cases for dispute resolution in the world of sports. Very long time ago, I co-authored with Stuart an article about using Kleros to assist, the VAR that they use in football. Those ideas are maturing, and all of these mechanisms can be used. I mean, I don't know if FIFA is going to implement this anytime soon, but definitely yes, the institutions that organize esports, because they need this type of systems. So one day, on the 30th of May, we're co-hosting this conference with the WIPO and the Neuchâtel University of the LexTech Institute at the Neuchâtel University. And the day after, on the 31st of May, there is this other conference that is organized by the LexTech Institute about dispute resolution and in social media. As you know, we have been I have also, this was an early inspiration of Kleros. Social media are becoming more and more important. solving disputes in those contexts needs more transparency. If you want to learn more, you just watch my talk, Free Speech and Kleros, in the ETHCC conference like 2 or 3 years ago already, I think. And that's how I imagine how Kleros and decentralized justice systems apply to this problem. It's quite interesting to see that, I mean, half the conference is people speaking about decentralized justice in the context of social media disputes. And we did not organize this conference. I mean, this was the organizer is Florence Guillaume, who is a professor at Neuchâtel, and she's one of the, core key researchers, decentralized justice systems, and she has a very good paper. I don't remember the name, but I will share this with you later about decentralized justice and how this can be implemented in different industries. So 30th of May, esports, 31st of May, content moderation, social media, and dispute resolution. And I guess that's it. Jean, do you have something else to say?
Federico, when are you planning the General Assembly?
The General Assembly, probably in April. It's not defined yet, but yeah.
And it will be online?
Yeah,
it will be online.
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. We will, of course, let everyone know who are parts of the cooperative.
Yes, super. Always. Thank you.
Good to see you, Alex, by the way.
Thank you.
Just want to add one thing is that the rewards for the curate submissions were prepared. I believe Green shared the report and the Google Sheets. If you want to check if there's any mistake or anything you want to correct, there's still a little bit of time, and they will be dispersed probably today. And of course, we aim for next month to send it closer to the beginning of the month. And also, there's a lot going on at Kleros right now, and we hopefully will have some news that you will like. I don't know, Federico, how much we can say about these things, but yes.
No, I mean, we cannot say anything yet. I mean, we will say when the time comes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys for coming. Congratulations to the winners of the bootcamp. And see you very soon. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.